Have you ever noticed how right before something life-changing happens, there's this unusual quiet, almost like the universe is holding its breath? That's exactly where you are right now. While you've been questioning the silence, wondering if God forgot about you, the truth is far more extraordinary. Your future spouse isn't just thinking about you. They're being moved by the Holy Spirit in ways that are creating an unstoppable momentum toward you. And what you're about to discover in the next 40 minutes will completely shift how you see this divine season you're in. Welcome to God's Prophecy Message channel, where heaven's messages meet your earthly reality. If this is your first time here, I want you to know that you didn't stumble upon this video by accident. The Holy Spirit led you here because there's a word specifically designed for this moment in your life. Before we dive deep into this prophetic message, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a word that God has for you. This channel exists to deliver timely, anointed messages that align with where you are in your spiritual journey, especially when it comes to relationships, purpose, and divine timing. And if you feel moved by the Holy Spirit to support this ministry, you can do so through the Super Thanks button below this video or through our Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Your support helps us continue spreading these prophetic messages to women around the world who are waiting for their divine connection. Now I need you to do something powerful right now. If you're ready to receive everything God is about to speak over your life through this message, type "I receive" in the comments. Don't just watch passively, engage with faith. Your comment is more than words on a screen. It's a declaration that opens spiritual doors. So go ahead, pause for just a second and type "I receive" right now. Let me tell you something that's going to sound bold, but I need you to really hear me. The person God has assigned to you, your divine spouse, is experiencing something right now that they can't fully explain. There's a restlessness in their spirit. There's a feeling they can't shake. It's not anxiety and it's not confusion. It's a God-ordained desperation, a holy urgency that's being activated by the very prayers you've prayed in secret. You see, while you've been crying out to God about feeling alone, about waiting so long, about wondering if your person even exists, God has been working on both ends of this divine connection. And what you don't see is that your future spouse is being prepared in ways that mirror your own preparation. They're being convicted, corrected, healed, and positioned. And now, as we speak, there's a spiritual shift happening that's about to manifest in the physical realm. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 tells us, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." You've been in a season of preparation, but that season is completing itself. There's a transition happening right now in the spiritual realm that's about to show up in your natural circumstances. The call I'm talking about isn't just a metaphorical concept. For many of you, there will be a literal phone call, a literal message, a literal encounter that seems to come out of nowhere, but is actually the result of years of God orchestrating every detail behind the scenes. Let me take you deeper into what's happening right now. You know how sometimes you feel a sudden thought about someone, or you dream about meeting someone, or you just have this inexplicable knowing that something is about to change. That's not random. That's the Holy Spirit giving you insight into what He's already set in motion. Your future spouse is going through their own version of this awakening. They might not even know it's you yet. They might just know that something is different, that they can't keep living the way they've been living, that they need to make changes, that they're ready for something real and lasting. And God is using their own life circumstances, their own disappointments, their own spiritual hunger to position them for the exact moment when your paths will cross. I want you to understand something crucial about divine timing. It's not slow because God is being cruel. It's precise because God is being thorough. Proverbs 19 verse 21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." You've had plans about when this should happen. You've had expectations about how this should unfold. But God's purpose is so much greater than your timeline. His purpose includes making sure that when you two meet, you're both ready. Not just interested, Not just available, but genuinely ready in your heart, your mind, your spirit, your emotional health, and your life circumstances. Think about it this way. If you had met your spouse 3 years ago, would you have been ready for them? If they had shown up 2 years ago, would they have been ready for you? God knows exactly what both of you needed to go through to become the people who can sustain the marriage He's designed for you. Every heartbreak you survived taught you what you don't want and helped you clarify what you do want. Every disappointment you endured built your discernment so you won't settle for less than God's best. Every lonely night you cried yourself to sleep deposited prayers into the spiritual atmosphere that are about to be answered in ways that exceed your imagination. Your future spouse has been going through their own process. They've had to learn lessons that only life could teach them. They've had to face their own character flaws, their own unhealthy patterns, their own need for God's transformation. And right now, in this season, God is bringing them to a place of readiness that matches your own. The desperation I'm talking about isn't neediness, it's spiritual readiness. It's the kind of desperation that makes someone say, "I'm done playing games. I'm done with shallow connections. I'm done with relationships that don't honor God. I'm ready for the real thing." And when someone reaches that place of surrender and readiness, God moves quickly. Here's what I want you to catch. The call is about to ring, but you have to be in a position to answer it. What do I mean by that? I mean you can't be so wrapped up in the wrong situation that you miss the right one. You can't be so distracted by what didn't work out that you fail to notice what's trying to work out. You can't be so busy protecting your heart that you've closed yourself off to the very blessing God is sending. This is why God has been asking you to release, to forgive, to heal, to let go, to move forward. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Not to make you suffer, but to position you. Matthew 6 verse 33 gives us a powerful principle. But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. When you make God your primary focus, when you prioritize your relationship with Him above your desire for a relationship with someone else, you position yourself in the flow of His blessings. And one of those blessings is the divine spouse He's already chosen for you. You're not trying to make something happen. You're not trying to force a door open. You're simply staying faithful to your relationship with God, and He's handling the details of bringing you and your spouse together. Now let me tell you what's happening in the spiritual realm right now that you can't see. There are assignments being given to angels. There are divine appointments being scheduled. There are situations being arranged that will seem like coincidence but are actually God's orchestration. Your future spouse might be going through a transition right now. Maybe a job change, maybe a relocation, maybe the ending of something that needed to end, maybe the healing of something that needed to be healed. Whatever they're going through is positioning them geographically, emotionally, spiritually, and circumstantially to be in the right place at the right time to meet you. And here's something powerful. Your prayers for them have been working even though you've never met them. Every time you've prayed, "God, prepare my future spouse," those prayers went somewhere. They didn't just float around in the atmosphere. They were delivered. They were assigned. They were activated. And your future spouse has been experiencing the effects of your prayers without even knowing where the conviction, the correction, the guidance, the protection was coming from. You've been interceding for someone you haven't met yet, and God has been honoring those prayers by working on them, in them, and through them. Isaiah 62 verse 5 tells us about how God rejoices over His people like a bridegroom rejoices over his bride. This verse isn't just poetic language. It's showing us God's heart for covenant relationships. God designed marriage. He takes pleasure in bringing two people together who will reflect His love, His faithfulness, His commitment. And when God is the one orchestrating your connection, there's a level of intention and care that goes into every detail that you can't even imagine. Let me talk about the signs that this is really happening right now. First, you might be experiencing an unusual peace about your singleness. For the first time in a while, you're not panicking. You're not desperate. You're not constantly looking for them or trying to make something happen. That peace is a sign that God is moving, because when God is about to do something, He settles your spirit first. He doesn't need you anxious or striving. He needs you peaceful and trusting. Second, you might notice that you're becoming increasingly clear about what you want and what you don't want. It's like suddenly, you can articulate your standards, your boundaries, your non-negotiables with a clarity you didn't